If you think you're not smart enough for engineering, please let me change your mind by watching this video. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I graduated with a bachelor degree in mechanical engineering from a state university here in the US. It was not a very fancy university by any means, and I'm very proud of my achievement, and I also want to help people who are like me navigate through picking major and going to school for engineering. Anyway, I'm drinking orange juice. So I grew up in Vietnam, and when I was little, I was never really into math or science, and I used to think of myself as a very creative person. I like writing, I also like reading. I was not very good at logical thinking, I think, when I was little. But however, I was a very curious kid. I always have a lot of stupid questions, and sometimes get annoying when I ask people and they don't give me the answer. My mom used to make me go to these night classes that eventually it just ruined the whole learning experience for me. It's like a chore that I have to do, basically. So imagine you go to school in the morning and then you still have to go to school at night. It was horrible, but I really don't want to take it for granted. All the way up to my senior year of high school, I have the opportunity to go to school in the United States, and I decided to just pack up everything and move over to the United States when I was 17, about to turn 18. When I moved over here, my initial thoughts was to enroll in a 2 years community college. And again, I really don't understand what's the bad rap about community college. I think it's like a great system that gives you a pretty good education and at the same time save you a lot of money. So I spent 1 year just to study English because English is not my first language, if you can clearly tell, and I was really bad at writing. I couldn't even write a proper essay in English. So I decided to take 2 years of community college and also at the same time think about what I want to do. Initially, I picked interior design because I just want to have a job related to designing. But I did not really consult with myself to see what I like, and so that didn't work out. And at the time, I was very lost. I don't know what to do with my life. And my life, I mean my major, because that dictates my future. And so I decided to dig deep on YouTube and see if I can find any inspiration. And luckily, I found a couple great YouTube channels that I'm gonna recommend right now. So the first channel is Zach Star. I'll probably gonna link his channel below. But anyways, he made videos about engineering. He's an electrical engineer himself. I'm not sure if he still practices as an engineer, but at the time when I was watching his video, he was an engineer, and he gave me a lot of great advice and in-depth information on mechanical engineering, which is the major that I pick. The second channel is Jake Voorhees. I'm very sorry if I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I will link his channel down below as well. He's also have a lot of great information, great videos on engineering and how to be the top 1% engineer. But anyways, so I stumbled upon these videos and it helped me a ton. I was falling in love with the idea of majoring in engineering, even though I was not very good at math or physics. To be clear, when I say I'm not good at math or physics, I was comparing myself to a lot of people that I went to school with. Please don't be offended if you live in the US, but I do think that US school system doesn't emphasize on math and science as much as the school system in Vietnam. So I feel like I was surrounded myself with a lot of people who were smarter than me, which make me feel like I'm very dumb at these things, but apparently I am pretty decent at math and physics. Anyways, again, I was falling in love with this video and the idea of majoring in engineering. And I decided to myself, you know what? I only have one shot at this that my parents gonna pay for. I might as well challenge myself to do something hard. And I decided to pick mechanical engineering. The number one reason is I don't know what route I am going into, and I was still learning at the time. So I picked mechanical engineering because it's a very versatile major. There's a lot of industry that I can go into, and I make a video about it. So if you want to check it out, I will link that down below as well. And I just think it's a really great fit for me because I have a a decent background in math and physics, and I like to challenge myself, and I'm very curious about like everything. So that was my like main reason why I picked engineering. So after I decided on the major that I want to study, I meet up with my advisor at my community college. I told them that I really want to go into engineering, and if there's any way that the classes can be transferred to the university that I picked. And they said yes. They have a really smooth transfer process, and I was really grateful for it. And again, the advisor was very helpful. So I finished my 2 years at community college, and then I transferred those credits to my 4 years university. The last 2 years of my school was very, very tough for me. It's just a lot bigger. There's so many people in the class, and it's just like a whole different experience than community college. That's the downside of going to community college, FYI. But I did have like a really good time there. The class was very challenging. It was fun. I feel like I have a great education. For me, the love for engineering doesn't develop until I was in school and I actually studied the major. I know this is like a very risky way of finding out if something is a fit for you, but for me, I only know when I experience something. I'm not sure if that makes sense. But I always, during my 4 years of college, I always tell myself I have to prove my point that I can do anything if I set my mind to it. I really don't know if that's a good advice for you, but for me, again, I love a great challenge. So that's why I go into engineering. And I end up graduating in 2022 with 2 job offers. So I took one of the job in Texas. After I finished school, I moved to Texas, and that was my whole going to school for engineering experience. I know that it's not like Harvard or MIT or by any means, but I really want to share this experience out there, because I know there's a lot of people just like me who are just an average student that can't really afford like expensive school. There's still a way for you to become an engineer, even if you go to community college.